Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So this video is for you if you have a £10,000 budget to invest in an Amazon business. So quite often I'll make videos for people with lower budgets. And, you know, to be honest, most people do have a lower budget. But if you have a higher budget and you want to get started fast, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. So I really wanted to speak to those of you who are in that position. Now, before we dive into the exact strategies, I just wanted to give you a warning. Be careful. All right, I've seen a lot of people in the past who have burned more than £10,000 starting their Amazon business by buying stock, investing in marketing, the Amazon fees and other things. And then they've come to me after they've done all this, telling me about it so I can help them fix the mess. I don't want you to be in that situation, right? That's one of the reasons why I'm putting together this video, right? But be careful. If you have a decent chunk of cash and you want to invest in Amazon, right, it is quite easy to do it the wrong way. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do it the right way so you don't lose any money. So the first thing to do, if you have 10K and you want to build your business, step one is to find a smash hit product niche. So regardless of whatever budget you have when you're selling on Amazon, obviously finding hot products is really important, right? And to be honest, it's hard, right? Finding a great product is hard, especially when you're new, and it can be quite intimidating, but you can definitely do it. And I've got loads of resources to help you find a great product. In fact, if you look in the description for this video, you'll see 3 resources there that you can use. There's my handbook that walks you through all the steps you need to take to find the product, gives you the criteria to find it. There's also a list of example products. You could choose one of them and just get started with that. Or you can actually book a call with my team and I can personally research a product for you. So you can choose one of those or just look around the videos on my YouTube channel and you can find how to find the product. That's what you need to do first. But I specifically said find a smash hit product niche, all right? The reason why I said that is because we're not just going to be launching one product if you have 10 grand to spend on stock. We're actually going to be launching multiple products. So this is how the strategy differs if you have a little bit more money to spend. So I want to introduce to you something called the cluster launch strategy. Now this is something I've done with quite a few clients who've come to me in the past who have bigger budgets and they want to get started faster. It's really important to understand that you want to go wide with Amazon. Like, even if you're starting small, eventually you want to go wide. So what this means is rather than just launching one product and buying loads of stock and let's say spending all of your 10K on one product and going deep, you want to go wide and launch multiple different products. Because that way you spread your net wider, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, and let's say one of your products ends up flopping, it doesn't matter because you've got other ones that can sell really well. So even if you're starting small, you'll launch one product, get that going, and then launch another one, get that going, launch another one, etc., 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 and have maybe 10 products or something. If you have more money, you'll just launch more products at once, basically. So that's what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be using the cluster launch strategy. So what that means is instead of launching, say, a spatula and a coat hanger and, a plant pot, right, and loads of different niches, we're going to launch all of your products inside one niche. This is why we want a smash hit product niche, a niche where you can go in, invade the niche and take over, right? So you can actually launch multiple different products inside the same niche. So if you know anything about product research, you'll know that when we're trying to find a great product, a great niche, we usually want to find a niche with a low amount of established sellers. Or in other words, a low amount of sellers where customers go, yeah, you know what, this one looks great because there's so many reviews or it's such a big brand that I trust the seller. The more of those established sellers there are, the harder it is to compete in the marketplace. So we do definitely want to find a niche where there's low competition with not too many established sellers. But if you're doing a cluster launch, you want to become all of the established sellers in that niche, right? So you want the customer to type in the name of the product and see that 50% of page 1 is all your products. Now, I have a client who actually did this. I have several clients who've done it, but one who really crushed it with this strategy. And there was one niche that they were selling in, and you typed in the product name, and the whole page was pretty much their products. Right? And they even got a banner ad across the page advertising their brand just to legitimize their brand even more. And when a customer sees this, you have to think in terms of their psychology. If 70% of the page is like your brand, and then there's some other brands there, the customer's going to trust you because they see that you're kind of the main person who sells this stuff because you're just everywhere. It's an extremely powerful position to be in. So with your 10K, we're going to start off by doing a cluster launch to get the ball rolling so you can launch several products within one niche. So how do we get started with this strategy? Well, the first thing to do, just like with any strategy, is we want to start small and test still. But instead of just testing one product in this niche, we're going to test multiple. We could test 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different designs inside this niche, right? And what we're going to do once we've tested them is take the best ones and order more stock to sell within niche, right? We're seeing which designs or which types of this kind of product could be good contenders for you to launch in the future. So we're going to get a small quantity of these various different types of products. So I would first of all budget £2,000 out of the £10,000 just for testing. Right, so you could, it depends on the niche, it depends on the products you want to sell, but you could get all of this stock from one supplier. All right, many suppliers out there offer multiple different designs of products. The ideal situation is you could go to one supplier, right, get loads of different designs of products, small quantities of each, let's say, I don't know, 300 units in total, maybe 6 different products or 12 different products, 25 to 50 units of each, right? You could get them sent on one shipment over to the UK, maybe with air shipping if the product's small enough. And then you could create all these different listings, send the stock into Amazon and see which ones perform the best. Now, whenever we're looking to do test batches, really the aim is to gather data. We're not looking to make profit. It doesn't matter if, you know, the cost per unit's high or the marketing costs are high or anything else. We just want to see like which stock sells the best, which products have the highest price points we can charge so we could make profit in the future. We want to gather data and just figure out which products are going to perform the best. Once you've done that and you've spent a little bit of your money testing products, now you can confidently spend some more of your budget on larger orders of stock for the products that really are going to work. So once you've done your test batching, next thing I would do is place your bigger order. And we're not just going to place a bigger order of one type of product. We'll probably place a bigger order of 2 or maybe 3 or maybe 4 products at the same time. I'd recommend you spend about £6,000 of your 10K on a larger order. Now this is going to cover the stock itself, it's going to cover packaging, it's going to cover shipping, right, customs, and basically the whole of the cost of landed goods, which is getting the stock from China into the UK safely. Now again, if you're going to use one supplier for this, then they could give you all the different products, put it in a shipment, send it to UK. Another thing you could do is use multiple suppliers, right? You could use supplier A and supplier B and get supplier A to send the other variant of the product to supplier B, and then again put it all in one shipment and then send it to the UK. So the key thing to do before you place this big order of stock is just make sure you've done the numbers, figured out your financials, and ensured it's going to be profitable, right? Because if you place a big order and you don't know how much you can charge for the product, how much you're going to sell it at, you don't know rough marketing costs, rough Amazon fees. If you don't know all of those expenses, you have no idea if you're going to make profit at the end of the day. So do the finances first, then place the order, and you'll have a much higher chance of being successful. Like, obviously, in business, there's always risks. Like, we don't know exactly how it's going to work, but at least if you have a plan on paper, you've got a higher chance of that plan working in practice. So you will place this big order of stock, right? You've done your test batch now. You know which products sell well. You've gone with the winners and you've dumped the losers. So shipping times are a bit long at the moment. Right? If you're watching this video, like, when it's been uploaded, not a couple years later, hopefully it'll be a lot shorter by then. Shipping times are longer. You're going to have to wait maybe a couple months for the products to arrive and be sent into Amazon and go through customs and all that stuff. So in the meantime, what should you be doing? Should you just completely forget about the Amazon business? Well, you could, but what I'd recommend is do more test batches, research more niches, research more products, and keep the ball moving in the meantime as you're waiting, and also focus on optimizing the listings so when your stock gets into the warehouse, it will sell straight away, right? Then, once the stock gets into Amazon, I'd recommend with the final 2K that you have left, right, we've spent 8 now, you've got 2K left, I recommend you keep that for your marketing budget. Now you may not need all of it, right, but if you're spending say £10 a day or something on advertising, obviously after a little while that's going to start to build up. You're going to need some cash for the adverts, and it doesn't hurt to be able to spend more on adverts and ramp things up so you can get the ball rolling, get more sales coming in, get more reviews, and sell your stock faster and be a little bit more aggressive, right? So at this point, you've spent your 10K, you've done test batches, you've got a larger shipment of stock, you spent a little bit of money on advertising. So what's going to happen next? Well, if you've done everything right, then you should have bought stock for 1/3 of the price you're going to sell it for on Amazon, right? 3 times markup. So let's do a little equation and figure out how the finances in your business could look at this stage. Now, this is all hypothetical. Every business is different, and we really don't know what the profit margins are going to be for your niche, with your Amazon fees for your product, with your stock costs, with your marketing costs. It's always going to be different. Let's just do some relatively realistic figures that could happen, that I've seen happen in the real world before. So let's say you spent 6K on stock, right? 6K on stock. That means you should be selling the products for a total retail value of 18K, right? Which is the 3 times markup for the product, right? 6K will have been taken out for Amazon fees. Okay, that's your expense. Obviously, you've got the 6K stock fees. You should be left with 6K profit. Now, you've probably got a little bit extra coming off for marketing, maybe the extra 2K, maybe 1K. All depends on how much it costs to get sales. But you should be left with maybe somewhere around 4 or 5K in profit after all of this expenditure. Now, you will also have the money that you spent on stock as well, right? That 6K you spent in stock, you will have that cash available. It won't be profit, right? Because you invested it and then you got it back. The profit is the surplus, the 4 or 5K, but you will have that money as well. So what do you do with the cash you have now after buying stock, selling it, and getting the business started? Well, the next thing to do is, of course, to reinvest the money back into the business. You can either just buy loads more stock of your products, right? Stick to the best products that are selling really, really well, right? And just do that. You could even buy higher quantities of stock so you get each unit cheaper to increase your profits. Or you could actually buy the same amount of stock and then launch new products as well, either in the same niche, so you could start this real cluster launch effect, or in new niches, so you can expand to new horizons and just start a range of products across multiple niches, as long as they all fit coherently within your brand, right? So you buy more stock, you get it sent from China into Amazon, and you just do the whole thing again, right? Probably best save a little bit for marketing as well. Send the stock into Amazon, get it to sell. And what starts to happen as an Amazon business starts to grow and you start to get more established is each of your listings will start to get a better organic ranking position on the search results. So instead of your product showing up on page 400, right, when a customer types in the product name, it will show up on page 1. So what this means is it will get to the point where you don't actually need that much advertising for customers to find your product. They'll find it just by searching, right, without even seeing the ad. This means your marketing costs come down and your profits, therefore, go up. So as the Amazon business starts to grow, and this can take time, we're talking months, maybe a year or so, you know, it will just get more and more profitable. And that would mean you could actually order even more stock, right, for even cheaper prices per unit, which means you can be even more aggressive and keep launching more and more products. This is how an Amazon business really starts to snowball, and this is how you can start to take money out of the business quite quickly. You know, once you hit a 6-figure level, things can really start to snowball. So, this is your plan. If you have 10K or more to spend on stock, to invest in your Amazon business, this is the strategy I would use. Now, if you want some help to implement this plan, then there's a link in the description where you can actually apply for a call with my team. And it's very simple. You fill out a very short application form. Someone on my team will ring you, have a quick call just to see if you're a fit, and then you can have a chat and have a long strategy session where we actually come up with a perfect plan that's tailor-made just to you with your budget, your current level of experience. You know, we'll take into account things you might find difficult along the way, right, and try and understand what are your biggest things that you're not clear about, or stuff that you think could go wrong. And then we'll come up with a plan that gives you 100% clarity, eliminates all that stuff that you think could go wrong, right? So you have a very high chance of success, and we'll prescribe you with the perfect next steps to actually build the business. We'll do all this for free, and then if you do want some help with it, and we can talk about how that works as well. So click the link in the description, apply for your free call. We can have a chat, and it'd be awesome to work with you. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it insightful what to do if you do have a little bit more cash to spend on stock. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing your success stories from using this method. All right, thanks so much for watching. Click the link in the description, apply for a call, and let's have a chat, and we'll catch up very soon.